Game 20 recap.
Seems a little, they couldn't even see what you just did.
They heard it. They heard it. It was my Frank Underwood.
Okay. We are officially 2/3 of the way through our 30 and 30 for 30 journey.
Oh, that's good.
And notice that it is still bright outside. We did not exactly shoot this right after the game last night because we were exhausted. We needed food ASAP.
Yes.
We needed to get that stupid DC sign, which we're going to talk about in a second.
Yeah.
And we had to do a radio interview this morning with a local Philadelphia sports radio station at 6 a.m. So we had to get as much sleep as humanly possible.
We wanted to get some sleep before waking up.
So we are shooting the recap the next day. We're peeking behind the curtain here to show you how we really do it.
I mean, we're still going to recap.
I think you can actually just, again, CGI, right? I keep touting your editing abilities. Can't you just put like stars and a black sky back here?
Oh, sure.
Like just like a night bright thing, like a light bright, just right there?
Yep, not a problem. Totally.
Okay, cool.
I'm on it.
Should we have like blacked out the windows first?
Actually, I'm just going to darken the whole screen so it just looks like everything's in darkness.
We should then say right now that the flashlight is broken and the lights are broken.
Oh gosh, guys, the lights. Sorry,
that we can't see. It's terrible.
So I'll do that.
So Washington, the nation's capital.
Yeah. Well, guys, it wasn't. It's kind of nothing.
It wasn't good.
No. I mean, it's relatively new, but there's nothing really to talk about.
No, there's nothing very special about it at all. There's nothing really remarkable about it at all.
That view down Capitol Street was
no view at all.
No view. I mean,
they're trying. There's a ton of construction around it, so clearly they're trying to build up around it.
Yeah,
but
I think the goal is for the All-Star game in 3 years. They host it, so hopefully in 3 years there's
something, anything.
Yeah.
So right now there was nothing.
Well, there was nothing, but we did park for free. We found some parking on street parking, and we snagged 2 of the grandstand seats, which were $5. So
$5 game.
So, yeah,
it's not bad.
That's not too bad.
However, unlike many stadiums, we actually had to sit in those grandstand seats because while the tickets did allow us to have access to all the other portions of the ballpark, the only 2 we've seen so far that don't do that are the Cell in Chicago and Dodger Stadium in LA. But the ushers were very prevalent.
Yeah.
And particular.
They were, very, they were on their game.
They definitely were. They reminded me of the Angels ushers, but definitely more persistent. Like, you are not going down here during play at all. Like, you must wait until play stops.
You have the stop signs.
You must show me your ticket. You must have it in your hand. I'm going to see your ticket before you get down here.
Yeah.
And they were not, and a lot of these guys will do that at the beginning of the game, and then they'll pull the ushers midway through the game because then they don't have to pay them anymore.
Exactly.
And these guys stayed all the way through the entire game. We were walking out of the stadium. Remember, they were shutting the lights off in the stadium, and these ushers were still standing there like, nope. In case you wanted to try to get over to better seats, we're not even allowing that right now. There's no game being played, but no.
True. It's an interesting. It's an interesting discussion, right? The seat hopping, quote unquote, that I would say a majority of baseball fans do, right?
Yes,
I would think.
Especially when we were there yesterday, where the stadium was half empty.
Yeah. Well, it creates this like adversarial role between the ushers and the patrons.
It does.
Where you feel like you have to outsmart them or sneak by them.
And it actually, when you think about it, at least from my perspective, I again associate the ushers to the team. So now it's adversarial with me and the team.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, this is pretty.
Wow. That's a nice river.
Remember, it's dark out right now.
Oh, yeah,
we cannot see this wonderful river that we're crossing. Anyway, it's always an interesting concept. And what I never like is on TV, it's like you watch it on TV and you think the entire stadium is empty because you can't see any fans that are out there. The reality is they're all in the upper decks.
Yep.
Because that's where they're relegated to because that's the ticket they paid for. Because the real fans aren't going to pay $45, $50 at the gate for that. They're instead going to pay the $20 and sit in the upper deck.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I know you mentioned it, but just after the rain delay, we had a rain delay, by the way.
A 13-minute one. It's spit rain, but somehow they thought they didn't have to play baseball. They're going to play baseball.
It's just all the more ridiculous that there's nobody there, but we can't move into seats.
all the more ridiculous, I'm glad you brought that up,
No problem.
the presidents.
President's race.
Supposed to be a touted thing that happens
highly touted,
at Nationals games.
Yeah. Well, and it was okay. In fairness to them,
They featured the presidents a lot pregame.
Yes.
Like they were walking around. They were basically the mascots. Even though they
Yes.
have a mascot, the
True.
presidents were basically
They
the
have a
mascot.
mascot, the eagle, Screech. But the presidents are the mascots.
Also, I want to bring this up. The stadium is not sponsored exclusively by Geico, but the Geico Gecko was there in mascot
appearance.
form. Wouldn't the eagle eat the gecko? Like, it wouldn't Screech go right after that thing immediately?
Yeah, that's true. We never really think about how the animal mascots interact with each other. But yeah, that's true. For mascot day, it would be a bloodbath.
Yes, it would. If the Geico Gecko was around Screech.
Yes.
Anyway, the presidents, which are supposed to were heavily featured, but the race itself.
It's it's like professional wrestling. I know that it's not real, but they sell it.
Mhm.
The president's race is it's farcical. And at other stadiums, I know that it's also farcical, and mascots trip at the last second, and it's kind of choreographed or whatever. But it was ladies' night, so they had a
Ladies' night. Oh.
So as George Washington was about to win, out came Martha.
Betsy. Betsy Ross?
Yeah, well, she sewed the flag.
She's
sewed the flag.
cheating?
Whatever.
Are you claiming that George Washington was cheating on Martha?
I'm not claiming anything. I don't know.
Okay.
She's making the flag. All right, never mind.
Listen, you and Rosie Red already have a thing going on, all right? I don't want to hear that you're going after Martha now, too.
No, I wouldn't go after Martha.
You're going after Betsy.
No, I'm saying George is going after Betsy.
Oh.
And maybe that leaves Martha a little lonely.
Well, she did fly the flag, so she made the flag fly.
So what was I? Oh, so Martha showed up at the end of the race, and George scooped her up and carried her across the threshold of the finish line, so to speak. And it was, obviously staged, because that doesn't happen randomly. So I just
It was just bad.
Yeah, it wasn't very entertaining.
Nats Park, got work to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And so then the DC sign, like while we're on that topic.
Yeah,
so we decided to jump into Virginia to capture one more state on this wonderful journey, because we want to try to hit as many states as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way into Virginia, we've been taking pictures of the signs. Virginia sign was very easy to grab, not a problem. DC. I realize it's not a state, but
so then we try and come back to DC from Virginia. No sign, no welcome to DC sign.
nope.
The only sign that we could find was on 295 coming south in like the middle of the median.
Yep.
So we had to pull off, go to a side street, get out of our car, and walk and take a picture.
It was not a nice neighborhood.
No.
I took off my uniform just so it looked like you and I were not in uniform together.
Yes.
Because I was concerned that there might be people that thought we were some sort of, I don't
Baseball
know.
players?
No, but it was pitch black and we have this
Yes.
weird like white.
True.
I was just not having that.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a fun experience.
Yeah. But we got the picture, so it just wasn't.
We triumphed over adversity, Brian.
Yes, we did. We also we got some food last night. It was
Great.
It was pretty good. We had some
Called Bite and Sip, Sip and Bite.
Sip and Bite, yes.
Featured on Dine-Ins, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yes.
Crab cakes and football. That's how Maryland does it.
Yeah.
That's great.
That ain't bad, crab cakes.
And then that interview this morning, which we'll talk about in the preview for the next game, because in theory it hadn't not in theory, it has not happened yet. It's still pitch black out here.
Exactly. Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Okay.
Cool.
That's all I got. Send us
Anything
off.
What does he say in
Oh no, I wanted to talk about this. FDR should be in the president's race. I'm serious. He's better than Teddy. Why is FDR never featured in these
better
things?
than Teddy?
He's better than Teddy.
Teddy
the
led
New
the
Deal,
Rough
man.
Riders. He led the Rough Riders.
How many terms did Teddy serve? Okay, just saying.
It's
The
not
New Deal, Brian. This country would not be what it is without FDR. Why is he not in the president's race?
Oh man, don't pit the Roosevelts against each other.
Fine, but take somebody else out.
Who are you kicking out?
No,
Washington. Who are you kicking out?
Make five.
Washington?
Make five.
There's already 5.
What do you mean there are already 5?
There's already 5.
Who?
We're running out of time. There's Washington, there's Jefferson, there's Teddy, there's Lincoln, and there's...
That's it.
Somebody else.
No, there's not.
Okay, fine, we'll put FDR in.
Yes.
All right,
Wheel
bye,
him
guys.
around. It's the best.
Bye, guys.